Hello ladies and gentlemen, Paul here. So as you are probably aware by now, Google updated their Google Earth application for iOS, and this update brings 3D maps. With iOS 6, Apple is looking to replace Google Maps with their own Cupertino solution that also provides 3D maps of cities across the globe. Google isn't going down without a fight though, so they just updated their Google Earth app for iOS to include 3D maps before people get comfy with Apple's flyover solution in iOS 6. Some Android phones have had 3D maps since June, but the amount of cities rendered in 3D is currently limited to only 14 regions. Right now, users can get flyover type views of Los Angeles, San Francisco, Boston, and a few other areas. Google plans to have coverage for over 300 million people globally by the end of 2012, which really isn't that much when you consider the large metropolitan areas can account for about 10 million people each. Still, it's a great start, and Google will continue to quickly add cities over time, just like they have with their Google Street View feature. Now let's dig into this feature. Now I'm going to zoom in here to San Francisco, since I know that this will have 3D maps. Let's go ahead and find the city of San Francisco. There it is. And as you can see the 3D. Now go to layers in the upper left hand corner and turn 3D buildings off. And you can notice a little difference. Right now I'm not by any skyscrapers, but let's zoom in here and find a decent sized building. And now this is not in 3D currently. Let's go into this cathedral here. Now let's go to the layers and turn on 3D buildings. Turn that on, and there you go. It pops right up. Now let this render. Now, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, I am on Wi-Fi, so this does render fairly quickly. And I'll show you later on what this looks like. The rendering looks like on my Sprint 3G, which Sprint 3G is not very good at all. And you can rotate this around, pan across. It's fairly fluid. Obviously I'm on a pretty decent Wi-Fi connection. You can do a really quick flyover. Let's zoom in here to the Golden Gate Bridge. Let's line this up. And it looks pretty cool. Looks, other than the water, it looks really good. Zoom into the cars here. Let's see if this picks up the 3D of cars on the road. And it doesn't look like it, but that's fine. It looks really good. And hopefully, I haven't really messed with iOS 6, the beta version. I don't exactly know how Apple's version of this will look and how many cities they will have already rendered. So that is to be seen, and I will obviously have a video of that when that comes out. Let's zoom in here to the main feature of San Francisco. It's fun to just pan around and fly over these cities. And there you go. So that is 3D maps for Google Maps, Google Earth rather. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like after I turn 3D buildings off. I'm going to show you what this looks like on the iPhone. Now I've already got Google Earth pulled up on my iPhone. This is the iPhone 4S on the exact same Wi-Fi network as the iPad was. The lower right hand corner are the settings. I'm going to go ahead and turn the 3D buildings on. And it looks really good, especially on a smaller screen. You don't get as much detail, so it looks a little bit better since there's not a ton of detail to begin with. So let's pan around here. It's a little bit harder to navigate on this smaller screen, obviously, but it looks really good. In my opinion, I think Google did really well with their 3D views, and Google has always been really good with their mapping technology. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off my Wi-Fi, go to settings, and enable 3G, and show you what Google Earth 3D views look like on 3G. Now, remember, this is Sprint's 3G. This is one of the worst 3G networks. So, I'm going to turn off 3D buildings. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on. Now that was pretty quick. Obviously, I think that's because it's already been cached. Let's go ahead and pan around here and find some buildings that haven't been rendered yet. And there already you can see that it's rather slow. Yeah, it's very slow. Let's go in here and wait a second. Let's see how long this might take. I might speed this up a little bit. Okay, I'm not really going to wait and waste your guys' time. As you can see on 3G, especially Sprint's 3G, this is going to take a long while to render. So that was my review of Google Earth, the 3D mapping of Google Earth that was just released today. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Those links will be in the description below. And hit the subscribe button above so that you will be able to see other videos like this when they come available in the subscription box. And best of all, it's free, so subscribe now. Thanks for watching. This is Paul. God bless.